Hello and welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. Welcome back to the GVO show, everyone. Finally, international break is over. No more international break until March, but unfortunately, if you're like me and you're a West Ham fan, unlucky because we play in 7 days. We play literally in 7 days. Luckily, we can enjoy our weekend. But we have to go to Newcastle away straight after the weekend. But
Are
because
you
we're
playing Monday night?
yeah, Monday night football, bro. Monday night football. Long day. Long day. But main event game, which is never nice when you're a West Ham fan. Just like people just finally get to see watch West Ham and then they pretend like they've watched West Ham week in, week out from a neutral standpoint. So there's always that. Big up to everyone that was on the darts watch along yesterday, because that is officially our most viewed ever stream. 900 and something views. That's ridiculous in total. And now we nearly got to 1,000 on a darts watch along, which is crazy in itself. So there's definitely going to be more darts content coming up. And that was just the semi-final. I didn't even get to do the final because I was on the show, but we're going to have more darts content coming up because there's another tournament coming up from December the 15th to January the 3rd in soon. But listen, we're back with Alfie. He obviously he has to talk about Arsenal again. I have to talk about West Ham again. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. But listen, people, before we get into anything, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Alfie's link is in the title, people. So if you're not subscribed already, Alfie's trying to get to 300 before the end of the year as well. So listen, make that happen. We need to make that happen. And we can make that happen because we're November the 18th, people. Also, or if you want to follow me on social media, at GVO Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So just the same as all the other socials as usual. But Alfie, we've got to start with you because the news has been coming out of Arsenal. There's been no news to do with West Ham that's anything concrete. And it's not good news. I think you know that already, bro. Leandro Trossard subbed off against Belgium in injury. Big up Abs in the chat. Big up Abs. Hope you're doing well, my guy. But Leandro Trossard been subbed off for injury. It might be a precaution. It might be one of them typical, Arteta's told the guy, listen, if you feel anything, tell your manager I'm going, or sit down and go off. So he might come back in 2 games. Not that he's played well as of recently anyway, but thoughts?
This happened again. It's happened again. That's 3 international breaks in a row where we've had a key player injured.
Yep. Coincidence?
I think not.
Because Saka didn't even come back straight away. He missed a game and then came back after the international break. So what does it say for your attack now? It's like Martinelli's literally permanently there now, permanently on the left-hand side. And well, you got Sterling, Jesus. What is this? Do you think it's just luck now? That it's just the fact that injuries have finally caught up to you. You guys got a bit lucky with them last year. Now it's kind of all happening, not even at the same time, really, but just one by one.
Yeah.
You think it's catching up to you then?
It seems like it.
I
mean, fair enough. Our last massive injury scare before this season was when Saliba got taken out of the team against Sporting in the Europa League, and we went on this run of not having many big injuries.
And
then now they've just smacked us in the face with about 3 or 4 before Christmas.
Yeah. And this is the worst part of the year to get injuries because how many fixtures there are? Champions League, Cup for you guys are on top of the Premier League midweek games as well. You guys have got Forest, and you got us, then you got Man United. I'm pretty sure your next 3 games are. Forget about us because we all know what's going to happen there. But with Forest at home and Man United at home, for example, those are not the easiest games, especially with Man United with their new manager. You never know what's going to happen they might have the new manager bounce first 6 games, and then the real Man United comes out in February or whatever. But what does that say for you going forward with the games you've got coming up?
Well, we've got Nottingham Forest on Saturday, so we need to get. Like I said in the last show, and I've said it for a couple of shows now, I believe, that after the international break, I want to see a change
Hmm.
in the tactics, in the setup, in the style of play. We can't just be set piece and inshallah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. You haven't even scored that many set pieces this year either.
Exactly.
So you guys are
That
struggling for
just
goals.
that just shows that we can't just rely on that for an entire like to get us out of massive occasions. Yes, it has done, and it's worked for us brilliantly. But
Hmm.
sometimes you got to do something else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you guys have a plan B? Can you guys tweak it? Like, is Arteta actually going to start tweaking it instead of playing the same thing all the time?
Well, it's hard for me to say because I'm not the man himself, am I?
Mm.
I'm not Mikel. But if it were me, I'd probably say like, do you remember when Arsenal used to like counter attack,
Yeah.
like hit you on a counter attack and constantly scoring?
Hmm.
Go back to them days. The players can do it.
Yep.
I mean, you look at players like Ben White and Timber; they want to get forward.
Hmm.
Calafiori as well when he comes back, they want to get forward.
Isn't Ben White
The
injured?
play, uh, yeah, I believe Ben White is injured, so it's either going to be we're either going to have to stick Thomas Partey back at right back or play Takahiro Tomiyasu.
Is Tomiyasu fit?
I don't even know. I don't know what's happened to that brother, man. Honestly,
This guy, I forgot about him. He's a Japanese ghost, bro. This guy is just. He's meant to be about, but he's never about. Has he even played this season?
I think he played. Did he come on against City? I think he might have.
Oh, sure, yeah, maybe because you had about 10 defenders on at that point anyway. So you got to be one of them. But then again, what's it? Oh no, he might have been playing right back then because what's his name was playing left back. Lewis Skelly at one point, was it not?
Yeah.
Oh my days! Wait, he is injured, so he's
Oh, he
injured
is
as well.
injured.
So Thomas Partey right back, Timber and
Yeah.
Partey as your fullbacks. Like Timber on the left full, cool, whatever. But even though Partey didn't do terribly against Luis Diaz, we saw how he did against Newcastle.
I
And then
mean,
that means Marino back in midfield.
you always know, you know my reaction to whenever I see Partey in the starting lineup.
Mm.
I'm panicking.
Yeah,
Like he
especially when
just
he's like 42.
exactly.
Big update. But like, even in the midfield, you still panicking then? Do you just rather just shift him out and have Rice in, or do you put Marino in? Like,
Well, you see, that's where we're kind of lucky that Erdegaard's back.
hmm
Um, as to whether it'll be a three-man midfield of Erdegaard, Rice, and Marino with Partey shoved to right back, I could see that happening.
do you think that's what you should do then? Because what other options do you have?
Unless we play Jorginho as the holding midfielder, but then again, he's tiny.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. He was also the reason why. Well, I remember Arteta switching up and then putting Rice a bit further forward and then Jorginho a bit deeper. Do you think he just switched that off just because he doesn't think that works anymore? Or has he just been just a bench player now because he's a bit old and you get caught in transition maybe?
I'd probably say it's the second one. Him getting on in years.
It's just a lack of mobility.
Yeah,
What
it
what chance do you?
happens.
Yeah, go on.
It happens. Injury, like they get more regular the older you get. It just happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What chance do you think this gives you against Forest then?
Not much, considering the way that Forest have been playing.
Yeah.
when Chris Wood's taken his form from his international break, from his Premier League form into the international break,
Mm.
he's probably going to do the same again. Got a hat trick in an 8-0 win.
Who do they play though? Like probably played someone.
They played Samoa, but like
Oh, okay, fair.
hat trick's a hat trick.
Yeah, you take it. You take it when it
You're
comes.
walking away with a match ball either way.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. Like when the match ball is in your house, people don't ask
Exactly.
who it's against. They just see the match ball in the house. So you're taking that anyway. You're taking that anyway, innit?
Exactly.
But obviously, Forest did lose their last game to Newcastle. But what you can't let Nottingham Forest doing, especially against you lot, is let them counter.
Yeah, because they're very good
Because
on the counter attack. They've hit
yeah,
us with the counter attack before.
yeah, they did it even in the home game. The home game against them last time, and that was under Steve Cooper. Now they're even better on the counter attack under Nuno.
Mm.
And that's the thing as well. Like you guys are getting caught a lot more on the counter than you usually do. And also, they have Hudson Odoi, Elanga, Anderson, Gibbs White, Dominguez, Chris Wood. And if he's not playing, there's a 1 year coming off the bench. And they've beaten Liverpool at Anfield already. They're well equipped to go and maybe not beat you, but get a result. Get a result in
Yeah,
the Emirates. And you guys struggled against Southampton and Leicester, but you got over the line. There's only so many times where you can just get over the line. But then
yeah,
again, you have Odegaard back. You have Odegaard back fully fit. And he's basically your system, as we've seen, because when Odegaard's not there, what the fuck is Arsenal trying to do? Like,
yeah.
so it's going to be
It's
tough.
it certainly takes a lot of pressure off of Saka
Yeah,
because it you definitely saw that without Erdegaard in the team, a lot of our gains with him out, the rest of the team were just looking at Saka as if to say, "Come on, get us out of this."
yeah, basically. Like, a lot of the times you are giving Saka the, but like, as I noticed it mainly against Inter and Newcastle, where you guys were literally just trying to pass the ball to Saka just because he's the only one that can actually whip in a decent ball to cross it. Like, he's the only one that can cross the ball in your team, even though when he's not playing well, you're still only passing to him because Martinelli ain't doing anything.
Mm.
Like, when Trossard ain't doing anything, and especially when Odegaard is in there, it's just Saka and hit and hope really. A bit like when you were, trying to like just score from corners, etc. Like, so you guys got to switch it up. You guys got to switch it up. Like, your left hand side is generally pants. Like, generally pants. Like, let's be real. Like, no one from your left hand side's done well. Like, but even when Martinelli's not there, Trossard's there, and when Trossard's not there, what, are you going to play Sterling? Is Sterling even going to play anymore? Is Sterling just there for vibes now? I don't understand it.
I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, big up to Aaron in the chat. Sup, Mikes. We should beat Saints this weekend, but one after that's one, and that's Madrid next week. Yeah, it's a tough one for you lot, but Southampton you should beat. Real Madrid, you never know what's going to happen with them. They look dog shit at times, and then they just pop up out of nowhere. 2-0 down against Dortmund, and then 5-2 up. Congrats on hitting 600 Max. Thank you, Johnny. Big up to yourself as always, bro. Big up to yourself. Thank you. And thank you again for 600 people. We hit that on Friday. So big up to yourselves. But obviously, with that's Arsenal Forest. We go to Newcastle in 7 days' time. Lopetegui is still here. That is literally all that really needs to be said if we're being 100% honest. That should tell you everything about West Ham. Lopetegui is still here. And our next 2 games are Newcastle and Arsenal. Long, long day. And even after that, quarters against we face Leicester, but it's away from home. Leicester are just as shit as us, so that could go either way. They don't even like their manager either. Steve Cooper's there, and they interviewed apparently 3 managers in the international break and decided to keep Steve Cooper. However, they are clearly more serious than us. If they intend to maybe sack the guy after appointing him in August/July or June, whatever it was, in the summer. But they are thinking about sacking him more than we're sacking Lopetegui, and they had no expectation. They had less expectation than us. Our players are talking about Europe this season. Their players are talking about trying to survive. Like, well, they're probably not talking about it, but that's probably what's going into their heads, especially just getting promoted from the Championship and seeing how bad they did in their first season. In the last season, they were in the Premier League. They finished 20th, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be what's in their heads. They have less expectation, but they're acting on it more. That's the difference between us and them. When you're not acting as serious as Manchester United in 2024 and Leicester City, you got to have a look at yourself. Man United sacked their manager. And yes, it's Man United. They shouldn't be 14th in the first place. No. But are we being serious? I think it's quite unanimous that Lopetegui shouldn't be here. I've never seen more of a unanimous, not this agreement between neutrals and our own fans. Our own fans, even the people that were sticking by Lopetegui this whole time, turned after the Forest game. I don't know why they waited so long. Because people could be like, well, you didn't wait too long. You went 5 games in, but let's be real. You can see enough in 5 games if you have a good enough coach. If you have a good enough coach, you don't see the full end product, but you see the outline. As I keep telling people, it's not about seeing the final product instantly. It's about seeing what you're trying to do. Especially when they just come in. No one expects us to be a European challenging team straight away. Well, some people predicted us to be like that, but I tried to tell people 10th. I said 10th, and they're below my expectation. So that tells you all you need to know. If they generally think that he can turn this around, you're in for a rude awakening. A fucking rude awakening, I'll tell you that for sure. Because I don't think we'll get relegated. Don't get me wrong. But we'll be down there with him. With him, we'll be down there. It's just what's going to get us over the line is our final third quality compared to theirs. Even when we don't give our attack enough service, we will somehow get over the line because we have a Bowen, because we have a Kudus, because we have a Somerville, a Paquetá. They don't have that. None of these teams around us have that. The fact that I'm even talking about looking at Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, whoever else is down there, Wolves as well. The fact that I'm looking saying this, that they need to lose this weekend, tells you my mindset already. I wanted to finish 10th with a style of play, and then we get Europe next season. That was the plan in my head. You're finishing below that. You're finishing below that instantly. And it's not like the season isn't revivable either. We see this with Aston Villa. I always compare it to Aston Villa. Emery came in when they were like 14th, or whatever it was. Relegation battle. No one actually thought they were going to be in a relegation battle, but Gerrard pulled them into those places. Look what Emery did. They finished 7th, Conference League. I'd take 7th every year because we're West Ham. I'd take 7th every year because that's Europe. I demand Europe every year. Big up to Mellon. Arsenal really needed depth, at least in the transfer window. Makes me think they didn't think they were serious title contenders. The thing is, your owners are just content with top 4, innit?
Seems that way.
Because Arteta gets a new contract every year. So, a new contract for what exactly? They are a Saka injury away from being in the top 4/5 race, in my opinion. Bro, if Saka's injured, you lot are fucked. Because who are you playing on the right?
Fucking Sterling.
Oh, my days.
Fucking numpty.
Is Arteta's time up?
Will be if you don't get his fucking act together.
I think Arteta stays for another 2 seasons minimum. As long as they finish in the top 4, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Like, that's the thing with you lot. You lot only
how many Arsenal fans have said this though? How many Arsenal fans have said that? Did we move from Highbury back in 2006 to the Emirates to compete for top 4 year in, year out?
Yeah.
Fair enough. We did the best that we could with what we had because we were paying off the stadium and all sorts. I'm not going to go too much into that, but is that what we came to the stadium to do? Just compete and get in the top 4? Or did we actually come to compete and win leagues and like domestic cups and possibly European trophies?
Exactly. Wasn't it to compete with Bayern Munich or something? Compete with Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and all them teams up there?
No, we're getting slapped by them instead.
Do you guys don't face Real Madrid in the Champions League in your pot, do you?
No, we don't.
Despite them being shit, I would love to see that game. Like, even though Mbappe ain't done it this season. Like,
I rate our chances away from home.
What, their ground?
Yeah, because we're the only English team to have gone to the Bernabeu and got a clean sheet in the Champions League.
Bro, that was like 20 years ago.
Still,
How's that relevant to now? You beat them like 20 years ago. Not a clean sheet 20 years ago, bro. How's that replicate? Oh, like Henri's form ain't gonna replicate Saka's.
true.
Is it? You acting like you faced them last year, bro. You got one over the line against them last year. Psychological advantage. They didn't. Rudiger was a child then. Like, Sterling is better on the right wing than he is on the left, but Sterling in 2024 is a crackhead at best.
He's shite.
But this is not the only games that are going on. Like, because Man City lost 4 in a row. They've got Tottenham on the weekend, who lost to Ipswich. So,
What
how do you see that game?
Spurs turn up? What Spurs turn up?
How do you see that game going though?
Who are Man City's bogey team?
Tottenham,
Exactly.
5:30 on a Saturday.
Feels more like a 4:30 on a Sunday game to me, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought it was a 4:30 on a Sunday at first, but it says 5:30 on a Saturday. But Tottenham, what do they always do? They lose to a team that they should beat, and then they go and get a result against Man City. Even last year, everyone thought it was a Mourinho Conte thing and a Pochettino thing. Even Ange got a draw there last season.
The only time that they've lost to Man City in recent times is at the end of last season.
Yeah, and that's why Man City needed to win. You lot were relying on Tottenham. North London together.
Fuck off.
How was you feeling in that game though? Like when you needed Tottenham to get something.
I put a post up on my TikTok about it when I saw the fucking before the game. I was like, the edit of Johnny Depp. I'm scared to death. I did that.
You was never was you gonna cheer if Tottenham won the game?
No,
Because it's Tottenham.
exactly.
On the right, he's almost forced to pass. Yeah, on the right, like Sterling just goes direct. Like, doesn't even when Sterling's trying to cut in, it takes him too long for him to make a decision. He ends up just running to the edge of the box and then losing the ball. That's what he always does. That's his trick on the left.
Yeah.
Get the ball, cut in, and just run into 3 people on the edge of the box, and then by the
Whereas
time
if he's on the right, whereas if you see him on the right, he pushes.
yeah, put the ball in the box.
Get down the line, cut it back.
Yeah, like Kaka. Relying on Spurs to win you the title is crazy. Bro,
Yeah, it's ridiculous how that works, isn't it, Melon? It's crazy.
Bro. Tottenham can't even rely on Tottenham. And speaking of Tottenham, they've changed their badge. You see that?
Who gives a shit? They've taken the lettering out of the name, out of the badge.
Someone said they removed their only title in the last 20 years.
Kind of feels like it kind of trying to remember what it was. It kind of feels like, oh yeah, copy my homework but change it a little.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Bean meme where you're just looking at the other paper. Yeah, like legit. or breaking free. We want to not passing a blazing it over. Bum. Like, yep.
Just don't let him on free kicks. Fuck.
Oh yeah, nearly killed whoever's over the stadium. They killed some random builder in southwest London by just taking that free kick against Leicester. Like, I can't. Who let Sterling take a free kick? Who let Sterling take a free kick? But Man City, Tottenham. Yeah, true. Are Man City going to lose 5 in a row?
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? I mean, if you look at the way that they've been playing recently, it's not it.
Yeah.
It's not what you expect of City. Yeah, they don't usually click into gear until January, but come on now.
Exactly.
How far back do you want to put yourself before you actually put your foot on the gas?
Yeah. And even if you guys win your game and they lose their game, you're still 4 points behind or whatever.
Yeah.
So, well, you'd be 2 points behind them, and then you got to hope that Southampton, one of the worst teams in the league, beat Liverpool at home. Yeah, good luck with that. As a bro hit the Super Frank banner 37 miles north of the crossbar. There you go. There you go. Big up Mike Sanal for everyone like and sub up. Big up to Musty as well. I
We
will
got
never,
Musty.
ever say this. Never.
No.
Get the fuck out of
No.
here. You
No.
Chelsea fans need to be stopped, bruv. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you lot are Larry, innit?
You lot are very like everything, like in any conversation, any part of the conversation, you lot include like fucking Chelsea or something within.
How many times did Mellon say up the Chelsea on the fucking
But for Melon with
on the
a
Q&A?
magnum is just proper Chelsea and all that nonsense.
Well,
There you go.
are we scheduling another one for March then? International break.
We'll see in it because people are like the Q&As. I've seen
Yeah.
the engagement. People really like the Q&As. It's actually gets similar views to my normal match reaction. So listen, we'll find a way because the next international break's in March. We might have a Q&A maybe sooner or later if we can rearrange the time for everyone. If we can rearrange the time for everyone, we'll bring the Q&As more often. And also, as the channel gets bigger, as there's more people to chat on a regular basis, then we can afford to do more Q&As. Because people will ask the questions, people will be able to join, and all the regulars will be able to join as well. So it kind of depends on the time and on everything. But we will definitely do more Q&As, especially as the channel is growing at the same time as well, people. Because you guys seem to like the Q&As, I can't lie. I was very surprised at first, but people like the non-football content because they just get to see like normal conversation. We don't have to just talk about football all the time. But it's got to be done, mate. Alfie is proper ass. Are you proper ass?
Yeah.
You're a proper ass. Fair?
Yeah.
Fair. You are an ass. You are an ass. Like people, like this is what people used to just call Arsenal arse anal in school. Like that was just the thing. You are a proper ass. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I think with Man City, like, I don't see them losing. I see them dropping points. I feel like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is crazy. I said you are what you eat. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild.
What are you then? Proper ham?
Proper ham. I don't eat ham, to be fair. But you eat arse apparently.
No.
Like when it comes to Man City, when it comes to Man City, I don't know who is back for them. Like in defense, I don't know if they're still going to play the Simpson guy at the back.
Yeah.
What?
You know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know if I know Kanji's back, and I don't know whether he got a rest. I don't know whether he's on international break. Ruben Diaz has been shocking for the past 2 years. Nathan Ake is injured from the last international. Well, actually, no, I think he came back. And Gavardio's there, of course. Unfortunately for them, Kyle Walker's probably still fit. That's probably the biggest negative about them because Kyle Walker was passing the ball off the pitch without anyone pressuring him in the game against Brighton. So there you are for that one. So Ruben Diaz has not been good, bro. Ruben Diaz has not been good for a while. I like Ruben Diaz. He's not been good for a while. He's been got at mainly out all the centre backs. Like this is the problem with City in general. Their structure's shit as well. Without John Stones, they aren't even good playing out from the back when it comes to through their centre backs. It just when they have Rodri and stuff, of course, they've got the protection. They've got the protection, of course, but they play Kovacic now in the lone six. Like, Kovacic is a good player, can dictate play at times, but he can shit himself on the ball at times. But also, when you get caught in transition, there's no one trying to win the ball. There's no one trying to win the ball back. So they were already conceding chances with Rodri anyway. So Tottenham on the counter-attack. That could be a problem. But Tottenham don't sit back. Tottenham in possession is the problem. They've actually got all the players for the transition. Like this is Timo Werner's game, space. But unfortunately, football's not his sport. With Brendan Johnson, he might score now and then. You're not going to get a consistent player from Brendan Johnson. Solanke, good player, can hold up the ball, but he ain't got any help. Son, this is his game. Man City. Well, it's not the same human Son.
No, it
This
ain't.
guy's lost a yard or two. This guy needs all the space in the world now. Playing on the touchline is not going to be his game. But it doesn't matter what lineup Tottenham usually have, because if Tottenham just hit you on a counter against Man City, it could get long for them, especially at the Etihad. Especially at the Etihad. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is for Man City. They always have this block. Like, every team has it with certain teams. I don't know what Arsenal's bogey team is, but with us, it's everyone. So,
I'm trying to think of who our bogey team is.
yeah, is it Newcastle away for you?
I mean, right now it is. Obviously, we lost 2 on the bounce away there. Used to be Everton at one point. Like, it used to be a while before we got a win at Goodison Park.
The Wenger era.
Not even that. We were losing against Everton at Goodison under Arteta.
Oh, right.
That Damari Gray banger from a few seasons back.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Sean
that. You're right,
Dyche's
yeah.
first win in charge.
Yeah, it was as well. It was. I forgot, like, fuck's sake. But I forgot about that. I forgot about Sean Dyche's first game was literally in your first season, first title challenging season, didn't it? And they did a job on you in that game. They won 1-0. And nobody thought that was going to happen. Early kickoff at Goodison. Goodison, like, I'm trying to think, Everton, Newcastle for us as well. Just in general. Not even Newcastle away, just Newcastle in general and Everton in general. We literally drew 0-0 to them the other day.
I mean,
Like,
Fulham was a struggle against. It was a struggle against Fulham last season.
Oh yeah, they got 4 points in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was straight after the loss against us. You lost against Fulham, but nearly a year ago now. Do you guys think you could do the same turn it around though, where you could like go on a run again? Because you ain't got a Dubai trip this year. You ain't got time.
Mm.
You can't have Dubai saving you.
No.
So, this way, it's a Pickford masterclass. Pickford always has done one games where he turns into like prime Yashin or whatever. Like he has one. He has that one game where he saves like has a triple save on him. But yeah, with Man City Tottenham, I think that'll be a draw still. I think that'll be a draw. But Chelsea go to Leicester. Leicester away. Obviously, as I just said, that's a 12:30 kickoff. But as I said with Leicester, Steve Cooper's under pressure. He always looks like he's trying to like look through fog. That's the way I describe him. Like he always looks like he makes it look like it's foggy all the time. It's just, that's his face. He looks like he's trying to see something, but he's squinting. He just looks like a dirty thumb. He looks like a thumb after you've been in the swimming pool for too long. Like, you know what I mean? That chlorine where it
all
takes up your thumb.
wrinkled.
Yeah, all wrinkled. Bro, I feel like he should be bald by now. Like, I don't know what it is. He just looks bald without being bald. But Steve Cooper against Enzo Maresca going back to his old club. Obviously, the club he left. Obviously, Chelsea bought the compensation and all that. Maresca's done a decent job. They just drove you guys.
Mm.
Can this be a game where it's one of them 12:30 kickoffs away at Leicester? Could be a hard one for Chelsea. Do you think just Chelsea get over the line? Obviously, you guys were the last team to face them. What you made of them so far?
They look strong.
Mm.
They look really strong. Like they're a well-rounded team at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think I see them doing a number on Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as Mellon just said, even though their players will still be weak after travelling all that way for the World Cup qualifiers, I don't think they'll need to use much energy to get one over Leicester, to be honest.
Yeah,
because Leicester haven't really looked that good this season. They've been poor.
Yeah, obviously, as people know, like Roman Lewis' channel was shameless, and spoke to Neil. Neil was on there, Leicester fan. He pretty much just said like, that Steve Cooper doesn't have any control. So he doesn't have any control of the players anymore in terms of the changing room, because apparently, like their players have pretty much gone back to the Maresca system. Funny enough,
Yeah.
because that's what got the best out of the squad last season. Like a lot of the squad that were there that played well under Maresca last season in the Championship, it's basically Connor Cody managing the team, Connor Cody and Harry Winks.
Yeah.
So that's been a terrible thing for Leicester right now. Is that there's one thing the manager not having the dressing room, but now it's the dressing room having the manager.
Mm.
Like the manager has no say. He's there to do the interviews and be the face of it. That is basically it. Like you can't have that as a manager. You got to have your, especially a manager of his experience. That was a manager not long ago, from when he last lost his job for Forest. Like you got to have that authority. You got to have that stamp of authority, especially when half of the players are young. You got experienced players like you got Vestergaard, you got Connor Cody, you got Harry Winks. But you've also Hermansen's a young goalkeeper. Fatawi, Mavadidi's middle aged, but Buonanotte's there. Those are the young players.
Fires is shit.
Yeah, what fires and Vestergaard is just said about Perrin. I said Leicester were doomed from the start, but I actually think Leicester are better than even I thought, and they're still shit. My thing is with Leicester, I thought they were doomed, proper doomed when they hired Cooper. I thought when they were linked with Potter, I thought that makes sense going from Maresca to Potter, similar kind of football in the sense of possession based, in terms of the attention, not in terms of like the outline of what they're trying to do. But at the same time, there's more to get out of that squad than what he's doing.
Mm.
Way more. As Neil said on Shameless, like Fatawi is one of the best players in the Championship last season. And this guy's been on the bench for half the season, which is ridiculous. Buonanotte's been great. He's been their spark. But you can't be relying on a 38-year-old Vardy, even though we all love Vardy. You can't be relying on Vardy to bail you out in 2024. The guy needs help. But like also their defense is just slow. Their defense is slow. And they've gone back and put it this way, it doesn't help when your manager, one of your best players gets touted by a team. However, you gotta kind of carry on what made them good. They had a whole system last year where they used to open up teams with possession-based football and just like hitting teams like on the front foot constantly. Then they go to Steve Cooper, somebody who's the complete opposite of that. He just wants to keep it tight and ends up going so defensive. So defensive that it restricts any sort of talent and any sort of progress that the team have made. And then once you change your style of play back to where it was, everyone's confused. Your new signings are confused. The regulars that are always there are confused. So it just ends up becoming a whole mess. That's the problem Leicester are in. When it comes to Chelsea, this is a lie, by the way. This is a lie. But big up to Melon. When said Melon Mikes is drunk today, leave him alone. I am not drunk. I wasn't even drunk on Friday. I had one Magnum. I was like, I can't be asked after that. I was just like, fuck that. But I was like, I have 4 Magnums. I was like, we're playing next week. I'll just save it for West Ham.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna fucking need it against Newcastle away and Arsenal at home. Fucking hell. But yeah, top 10 biggest lies ever told by. But yeah, Nicholas Jackson against those centre backs. That's food. That's food, man. Like Nicholas Jackson running in behind against those centre backs. I saw how Nicholas Jackson did against us when he played against fucking Edson Alvarez trying to keep up with him. Vestergaard is going to struggle. Vestergaard might hand in his resignation every time he comes up against these fast strikers, man. Don't know why he's still playing. He's a good passer of the ball. But yeah, there it is. I mean, Cody is a strong character, but he ain't one to upset the vibe in the dressing room. There must have been a vote of no confidence of the players, of a revolt. Yeah, you're probably right. Big up to Jordan, and also subscribe to Alfie, new to this channel as well. So big up to Jordan.
That's appreciated, man.
Alfie has a new super first. Yeah, listen, Alfie's making waves in the scene, man. Alfie's making waves in the scene. Also, Neto out wide. Yeah, Neto out wide as well against that Leicester defense. Neto on the left or on the right, it doesn't fucking matter because Neto is one of the few wingers in the world that keeps his level on both sides.
Wait, does Ricardo Pereira still play week in, week out for Leicester?
No, he's only just come back, I think. So maybe, but he's probably been one of their better players. They need him. Him and Christensen, because James Justin ain't cutting it. He's still there. I know he scored against you lot, but
I mean, he's not really been the same player since that injury he had in lockdown.
no, he hasn't. He hasn't. But that's the kind of where Leicester are. Like, they had FFP issues and they hired Steve Cooper. If you have FFP issues, you need a coach that's going to get the utmost best out of your players, regardless.
Facts.
So they fucked themselves in both areas, really. Nearly there, mate. Nearly there. Chug one right now if you love West Ham. I guess I don't love West Ham right now, so fuck that. He also goes past them if they're a fast or slow defender, but has silky skills. Yeah, Jackson, to be fair, when he takes people on 1v1, like, he's got good footwork. He makes defenders sit down. He makes defenders just skank a little bit, doing migraine skanks and all that. But the problem is, like, he's not like the number 9, maybe, that you want necessarily as a finisher, but he's doing his job. He's doing a good job right now. He's doing a very good job, especially this season as well. But let's get into the last few games. This one's kind of interesting because in the sense that, yeah, Aston Villa Crystal Palace is at 3:00. So Crystal Palace Glasner's under pressure.
Yeah.
Their last game they lost to Fulham. Lost to Fulham at home 2-0. I think someone got Kamada got a red card. Glasner's player. That's someone that Glasner knows from Frankfurt. Someone who's been playing out of position as well. They've got injuries in midfield. They've been playing Adam Wharton all season with an injury. Now he's finally got surgery. Chet Decore has got injury problems. Jefferson Lerma is not there either. So they've been playing Mark Guéhi and a youngster in midfield as the two in midfield. Will Hughes ain't there either. So it is a bit of a problem for Palace in the sense of midfield, but they haven't been cutting it this season. What do you think it is? Like, everyone was hyping them, including myself, to be better than what they were. What do you think it is with Palace this season? What do you think
I totally agree. I think I feel like everyone kind of saw Crystal Palace as that team that would have maybe done really well, but just got outside the European places. They've been quite disappointing this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Only got a win because Spurs were handing them out.
Yeah, of course. Tottenham always do that.
I feel like they're definitely missing Elise. Massive gap in that team. And how we managed to get money for Eddie Nketiah from them is a joke.
7 games, 0 goals.
Exactly, 007.
Yep, he hit the 007 real quick.
Or has he got assists?
Don't know. Don't particularly care, to be honest. He's shit.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me have a look. Does Nketiah have it? I'm gonna go on a Premier League app. I'm just scrolling through quick. I haven't even seen one Crystal Palace player, let alone Eddie Nketiah. Even Mikel Antonio's got 1. Even Fabio Carvalho's got 1. He's barely played. Danny Ings has got an assist.
Fucking hell.
Max Kilman's got an assist. Oh, there's 1 Crystal Palace player. That's Tyrick Mitchell. Doesn't look like he's got an assist. No, he's got.
So he's not got 007.
He's officially 007. And Nketiah is terrible though. Like, I've been saying this for time. Every time we were linked with him, every fucking year, people are like, "Oh, take Nketiah. Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs?" Like, legit. Every time I watch Nketiah play, I don't know what he is. I don't know what type of player he is. I don't know what he's meant to be. I don't know why he was playing over Mateta at times, even though I don't even rate Mateta either. Purple patch. But on the purple patch last season, then you see the real Mateta. The real Mateta stood up. And you're seeing him again. You're seeing the Roy Hodgson Mateta. Where the guy was just there being a bonus baldy up front, not doing anything. Yes, he scored a couple goals this season. Yes, a couple. But that purple patch last season didn't fool me. Same with Rodrigo Muniz for Fulham. Where is he? He's on the bench for Raul Jimenez. Because Raul Jimenez is on top form. These purple patch players, and these players that go on the purple patch at the back end of the season, they never carry it on into the next part of the season. But everyone likes to overhype them. That's why Mateta was fucking linked to Aston Villa. Mateta was linked to Villa off a purple patch for the Duran replacement. Funny enough. And now they're facing Aston Villa. Aston Villa haven't won in a while, I don't think, in the Prem. They lost to Liverpool, they drew to Bournemouth. But this should be a game where they usually beat Palace at home, from what I remember. I think Duran scored that amazing goal last season when they beat them 3-1. So I expect Villa to win this game. With Palace, if they lose this game, it's going to be even more pressure on Glasner. It's only won one game, and that was against Tottenham. So it doesn't really say much, even though we lost 4-1 to them. So that's going to be tough. I think Palace probably will lose again. But there's just a lack of dynamism in their team. There's a lack of runners in behind. Yes, there's got injuries as well. If you like to think with the window that they had, yes, it was probably an overhyped window, including by people like me. But you got to get more of your squad. Simple as that. But also, Palace fans will also tell you that their board are also to blame as well because of how they run things over the years. Like, it's meant to be an inspiring appointment, Glasner, but he hasn't really hit the ground running at all. I'm pretty sure they're in the bottom three or they're just above the bottom three. So that kind of says it all there. We'll get on to the last game that we'll talk about. Ipswich, Man United. Might as well. Ipswich are at home. Amarim's first game. That's mainly why it's a talking point. Basically, I tweeted this earlier. Every time Amarim breathes, you hear about it. Like, every little step that Amarim takes at Man United, there's going to be a report and analysis about it. That's what's going to... He had his first training session today. In 6 days, they play. This should be one of them typical bounce back wins, isn't it? Even
I feel like it's going to be it'll be an interesting watch, in my opinion, simply because both teams are on a high at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, Manchester United away from home, they're coming into the game, new manager bounce. That's going to give them a massive boost going into the game. But then you've got Ipswich as well, who are absolutely buzzing because they got their first win in Premier League win in 22 years. Of course, against Spurs, which we all love to laugh at. But I think it will be a good game.
Yeah. Kieran McKenna against his former club.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was in the coaching staff under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Carrick. Also, Liam Delap is on form.
Yeah.
That man can strike a ball. That man has proved, as I've said, like, proven me wrong. Because I thought out of all the signings, like, I didn't think he was the worst signing because Ben Johnson and Calvin Phillips both exist. But with Liam Delap, I don't think he was off the level with the Premier League just yet. I don't think he did enough against Hull City last year to prove that he's good enough for the Premier League. But boy, was I wrong. That man can strike a ball. That man is good in the box.
He's smashing it.
Yeah. That game against Brentford where they lost 4-3, they could have drawn 4-4 still. Delap nearly hit an absolute banger right at the end. And it hit the post. Like, he's just fearless. He's just like trying to prove himself. And he's having a good season. He may not be in the top 10, top 15 goal scorers for this season. I don't think that will happen, but he'll be talked about because he's just being consistent.
Yeah.
It's just consistency, and it's good for Ipswich to finally get the win because they've been quite unlucky in a lot of their games. They're quite naive away from home, though. However, they beat Tottenham 2 goals. Sam Schmodix as well getting a goal. We'll see if he's fully fit for the weekend because he had a bit of an injury against England. But they've also got Leif Davis. Leif Davis signed a new contract. He got off a good whip from the left-hand side. Axel Tuanzebe is going to come up against his former club as well. He's having a decent season, Tuanzebe, when he's been fit. Calvin Phillips is back from suspension, though, so it's going to be interesting to see if he comes back straight back into the team and be a bozo like he always is, or he gets benched because he deserves to be benched. Amari Hutchinson, decent player as well, been great on form. He ran the show against Spurs from what I saw in the highlights and from what people said in the game. So it's going to be tough for Man United. But you like to think when a new manager comes in, it's going to be that bounce back, especially at Man United. They are literally the most purple patch team there is. Like, they go and run for 6 games, then they falter again. And Amarim needs players. He cannot like get anywhere he wants to get to with these group of players. The same group of players that always underperform and always get overhyped. People that have been called world class when they've never made an impact on football. I always find that interesting. But Man United, I think that'll be a draw. I think Amarim, you'll see glimpses of what his style of play is in that game, but they won't get over the line. Just because the Ipswich will make it a tough game for them. 5-0, I'm still fuming. Big up to Prime. Bro. 5-0, bro. 5-0. That like, as soon as you guys went down to 10 men, that's when England decided to score goals. That game was shocking to watch. That wasn't a 5-0 game. I couldn't. I nearly fell asleep. I nearly fell asleep watching that. Big up to Bowen though, scoring on his first touch. Lee Carsley, go fuck yourself for starting Madueke over Bowen, and then Bowen scores with his first touch. So good luck on your journey, but go fuck yourself. But listen, I hope Lopetegui can see you don't play Bowen out wide. You play Bowen not centrally in the pockets where you can score goals. But meanwhile, this fucking bozo Spaniard is going to play Bowen on the touchline and Wan-Bissaka inverted. Well done. Fucking receding hairline nonce. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. Thank you guys for watching today's stream. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me in the email for the inquiries. Alfie's link is in the title, people. Alfie's link is in the title, people. And yes, a big up to Epicella and Nathan Collins. They did play well in the first half as well. But I'm going to have videos across the week. And we'll have a match preview on Friday for the Newcastle game. And obviously, same, what's it called? Same schedule now as usual. Like, we're going to shoot out videos when it's football or darts at this point. Content's going to be coming out left, right, and centre, people. It's December, and we're going to work hard. But big up to everyone. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.